Hi everyone, welcome back to another standard video. My name's Drew, aka Sticky Wicket, and today we're going to be playing some Dimir Reanimator, aka Dimir Doomsday Excruciator, though we've stuck the Doomsdays in the sideboard for this one. Deck's very similar to the very first deck I played on the channel actually, and it's had a bit of a re-emergence in Magic Online in the last few weeks, courtesy of Oaf McNamara, who's a bit of a name on Magic Online, so we've mostly copied his deck. As we get closer to Marvel coming out, I think it's on the 23rd, going to be playing, just rounding off the meta decks that we haven't played on the channel yet, and maybe one or two more brews from me. Slightly less frequent videos over the next couple of weeks, but then we'll be back in full flow after Marvel comes out. Got some cool things I want to try with the new cards. If there's anything in Marvel or otherwise you want me to test, do drop a note in the comments and I'll have a read and see if we can do it. But for now, I'll do a quick run through of the deck as per usual, and then we'll get into some games. So this is a classic blue-black mid-rangey controlling deck. So we're playing lots of cheap black removal, and then a really strong Kavaero package, which is what the deck's built around. So the best one is Deceit, which we get to evoke on turn 2, and then have Spider-Man come in and copy on turn 4. That's the sort of really powerful line that this deck can do. It's a big power spike. We also get to play Emeritus and Quantum Riddler. Emeritus is another really good copy for Spider-Man. We get to do it on turn 5 and draw 3 cards. Really, really powerful. These are both humans, so we're playing 3 Cavernous Souls in the sideboard as well, the Kavaero and the Emeritus. So that's quite nice too. In terms of the interaction and the card draw, we're playing 4 sweepers, which is quite a lot. So we're playing 2 Day of Black Sun and 2 Deadly Cover-Up. Quite powerful sweepers and a bunch of matchups. A lot of cheap black interaction. So 3 Duress against anything that's sort of Jeskai lessons or sort of anything control-y. 4 Requiting Hex, some Bitter Triumphs, some Shoot the Sheriffs, and 1 copy of the Soulstone / the Terminus of Return, which I think I think we should almost always be playing exactly one of these in this type of deck. It seems pretty free and quite a powerful effect. In terms of the mana base, we're very heavily tilted towards black. We have 1 land that doesn't produce black, which is 1 Agna Kala. Though we are playing 26 lands and the Soulstone, so we're quite mana heavy. I think we can support, even with the 1 blue land, we can support the sideboard Doomsday Excruciators. And they're really going to come in against control decks and against Landfall, really. We do have the Restless Reefs main and the Emeritus. When we get to cast Ancestral Recall, we can target them, so we've got some ways to mill our opponents out. Rest of the sideboard is some cheap removal. So the green-white deck I played last time, the Badgermole Club deck, in the previous video, has got quite popular, so we're playing some Death Marks, an extra Duress, Intimidation Tactics, some Flash Freezes. You know the score. Cheap black interaction. There's another sweeper in terms of a Day of Black Sun, a Wan Shi Tong for a Flash Threat, and that's the deck. Let's get into some games and you'll see it play out. Alright, as we get into the first match with our Dimir Reanimator deck, I will just take a second to plug the podcast that I do with my friend Kev, Making Sense of Magic podcast. I'll put a link in the description, and this week's topic is Marvel spoilers. So if you're interested in hearing about that, follow the Spotify link in the description. For now, let's keep this hand. It looks pretty good. I think every hand in this deck is going to get much better when we have a Winter Night Stories. It looks like we're against control, which is a bit frustrating because I built a land destruction deck last week, and all I wanted to do was play against these 4-color control decks. I had lots of demolition fields and stuff, and all I played against was Desert Prowess, and now all I'd like to play against is basically not control with this, and now we're just playing against 4-color control, it looks like. That is the way of things. It looks like this is the Lessons build. I'm definitely taking this tablet. It's fine. I typically prefer duressing on turn 2 or 3 as opposed to turn 1. Just ends up being more likely to hit the thing that you want to hit. And the early turns aren't really constrained by mana here. The late turns are, the early turns are not. So they do have Gran, right? So discarding 2 removal spells is risky, but it still feels better. The other option is obviously discard Emeritus. Actually, discard Emeritus feels fine. I guess because it has Ward 2, and I get to Cavern Kavaero in, it's quite difficult for them to kill it. They didn't cast in the Accumulated Knowledge, that's interesting. So let's go on to Human. And yeah, this is quite difficult for them to interact with. I'll just copy my Emeritus. Obviously a big Combustion Technique could kill this, but they would need to cast basically two Lessons Now, and then spend their whole next turn using Combustion Technique plus pay the ward. So that doesn't feel too bad. They might have to do something like just fire a Firebending Lesson at it. And it looks like we're going to get to Caster Ancestral Recall. Right, so they have lots of stuff we don't know about. We just have lots of lands. Let's draw... Wait, how many cards do we have? We have 7. Let's Winter Night first. I wouldn't mind drawing a Deceit, I guess. Or another Kavaero. No, I'm actually just going to discard 2 lands. I think we've got enough. I'll play a tap land. Don't need that. And then I'm just going to Ancestral on their turn so I don't have to discard. It's possible that just casting another 5/5 would be better there. I've not played this matchup, so I'm just not sure. Right, I'll draw 3. I guess I didn't think they had Day of Judgment. Usually the Lessons builds don't, so maybe I was just a bit out of knowledge. We are drawing a lot of lands. We'll discard a couple here though. This is definitely a matchup we want the Doomsday post board. Four, 5, 6, 7. Kick a Firebending Lesson. Okay, can they pay ward? They do. I will draw 3. Nice. Okay, we get to go Deceit next turn. Hopefully they just have like the one Jeskai Revelation rather than like 3 of them. Else, hardcast this. Show me what you got. Oh, definitely taking that stock up. And we'll play a Surveil. We could Surveil this away for value, but I kind of like just leaving it on top. I will discard, I guess, 1 Better Tramp. My thinking is the only creatures in their deck are the Monk tokens of Jeskai Rev and maybe Gran. And, okay, they drew the Jeskai Rev. Unfortunate. I think we're still going to Deceit, though. I don't think 1 Jeskai Rev's enough. What have they drawn? Ooh, Abandoned Attachment and Stock Up are both quite good. I'm just going to take the Stock Up though. And I will just Requiting Hex now. I don't think it's worth blighting or anything. I could evoke Deceit to take the Abandoned Attachment, but then I've got like nothing left. So I think I'd rather just hardcast Deceit next turn. Gran, okay, it's pretty good. I think I'm probably fine trading this Requiting Hex for the Eloquentia, so I'm just going to kill this now. Okay. So they have 6 mana. Let's go to attacks. Attack for 5. I'm going to Cavern on Elemental and just cast Deceit. See what their last card is. I could bounce my Deceit, but I think that's too cute. See if they wake up their Great Hall, in which case I will kill it. They didn't. Make sense. Yeah, tablet's good. What have they got? Do they have a land in hand? They do. Right. That was a good set of draws, opponent. Still fine, I think. Ooh, Terminus is going to be good. I've got 10 mana. I can go Deceit, bounce a 1/1, take a look at their hand. and play Terminus and play Winter Night. That seems pretty good. I think bouncing a 1/1's better than the tablet. Attack for 5. And Winter Night. I'm just going to discard these two, I think. I'll keep the Hex. Okay, that was a good draw from them. I may have said that. I'm sure I've said that several times this game. I mean, the deck is all card draw and Jeskai Revs. It is kind of what the deck does. A little bit annoying though. If I deadly cover up their Jeskai Revs, can they ever actually win? It's a good question. I think the answer is no. This feels like slightly crazy, but I think they're incredibly light on win conditions. 2, 4, 5, 6. So I am just, if this works, I'm just going to take their Jeskai Revs. Yep, they concede. All right, sick. I was right. I don't think that'll work post board. I think they'll have something else to do, but that is where you get a little bit rewarded for understanding what's in your opponent's deck. All right, this intimidation tactics can come out. These bitter triumphs for sure. I guess like some amount of like strategic betrayal is like probably fine. I don't really like Day of Black Sun. I'll keep Deadly Cover-Ups though. I think we do need to keep some amount of answers to Gran. In terms of what else I want in, definitely Flash Freeze, Wan Shi Tong, Duress. Tactics is interesting because it only has a small number of good hits. It hits Gran and Tablet, but they're both really important. I tempted to think it's not good enough though. Vacuum for sure, and I think we want the Doomsdays. Yeah, we'll maybe just cut this, shoot the Sheriff, and then we need to cut one more card. I don't know if I want all 4 Hex. They might even cut Grans. I might go 3 Hex, and then when I lose to turn 1 Gran, bring the 4th one back in for game 3. Right. Cool, this hand's pretty good. Keep. I think I go tap land, Duress on 2, Deceit on 3. And I guess it's the Reef first. Oh, there's Gran. Ooh, that was a good draw. I guess if I played Sewers, I would have double black this turn. So I guess I've kind of messed up. Because the verde is only blue. Okay, well, the more you know. Let's just kill this Gran. This does give them a chance to put a tablet into play, so I may have slightly messed this game up. I don't think we need the extra Deceit. Please don't play tablet. Oh, they can't. Okay, good. Right, I got a little bit lucky there. They don't have red mana that taps for tablets. Let's duress them, see what they've got. Again, I would like to get in. We've got so many tap lands in this deck. I would just like to get them in plays as much as we can. Stock up Elspeth, Jeskai Rev. These are all really good cards. Let's take the stock up. I guess we I surveilled away Deceit. I guess I would rather just take the Elspeth now. So my thinking is this makes my this is more mana efficient now, and it gives me a lot of good draws next turn by playing the Deceit instead of the Duress. So something like a Winter Night, I can go Winter Night plus Duress next turn. Okay, discard it. Firebending Lesson, they've got 2 cards. I think this Deceit I will hold to try and cast on turn 6. So we'll Duress them, take that Jeskai Rev. Take the Jeskai Rev. I guess if I just thought seize this barrage, our Emeritus is safe, so let's do that. Because if they draw a land, they can afford to pay the ward on the Emeritus. Right, so they've got lots of decent draws here. I think their accumulated wisdom's online, stock up. Yeah. Yeah. I think my line was fine, but it was fairly aggressive with the Deceits. Let's put this on human. Actually, they only have 1 blue mana up. Let's put it on demon. Just in case we top deck the Doomsday Excruciator. We all need 6 black. Please don't kill this. Oh, they've got their own. Alright. I'm going to draw 3. I guess I can Winter Knight and then attack an Ancestral again. Alright, I would love to kill Emeritus, but that's not happening. I guess I discard a Riddler. Okay. I have 8. I have a blue mana up. Let's attack. Yes. Do I want to exile 8, including Deceits? I think I do. I think 3 cards in hand is better than this in the graveyard. Though it's really close. What's the one I didn't pick? Winter Knight, okay. I don't think they can block here. I don't think they ever win if they block. So I don't think they're going to. Unless their last card is like Elspeth or something. Right, they're going to take the damage. That makes sense. I'll draw 3. Okay, these are a good set of cards. I guess we play the Swamp. And we discard a Winter Knight. Alright, so I was wanting us to play a low resource game where we thought Seized them to Oblivion. We've both drawn Emerituses that we haven't been able to answer, so now we're in a high resource game, which I think favours them. But we will see how the game goes. Right. They'll need another land. Do they have another land? They do have another land, okay. Yeah, this is this card's really good. Okay, how do we manage this? I could just go Riddler plus Terminus. This is also a really good answer to Doomsday itself because they can just Ancestral target me. Though they're a little light on cards. I think I want to just go hardcast Quantum Riddler, hold up Flash Freeze for a Jeskai Rev. I guess I'll put this on Demon again, in case we draw it. And draw 1 card. Right, this game got we had them down to nothing. They had 4 lands and nothing in play. They drew stock up, they drew Emeritus, and they have a billion cards. It's kind of sick. I could let this resolve, then Flash Freeze the removal spell on the Riddler, but I think I'd rather just counter this. It's possible I should hold Flash Freeze for Jeskai Revelation, but I think this tablet's going to be really important, so alright. What are you milling? Casual. Another different copy of Ancestral Recall. Oh, that was the 3rd one in the graveyard. Okay, it looked like 3 because it was in the graveyard, but they only get to draw 1. I guess I'll take it. Is it worth getting like Firebending lessened? I guess it kind of is, right? Because then I can just play Kavaero as a copy of it. I thought I blocked. No? I thought I blocked. I clearly didn't. Never mind. Okay. That's not a bad draw. Let's cast Whoa. Yeah, I thought I'd blocked there. I must have misclicked. I think we go Winter Knight. Okay, these are some fantastic cards. Let's discard this Emeritus. I want to Hex this Gran. I maybe should Blight, but they did have a Broadside Barrage, so I think I'll keep the Riddler as an X6. They have Ral as well? They have all sorts of stuff. I guess Flash Freeze. So if I Flash Freeze here, I can't Strategic Betrayal the Emeritus, so I think I just need to let this go. Okay. I guess I have to Betrayal and let them Jeskai Rev. I think we messed up at some point. Alright. Terminus. Strategic Betrayal them. Then I think if they just main phase Jeskai Rev, we're in all sorts of trouble. But if they don't, we might be okay. I think the fact they've seen it, yeah, the fact they saw a Flash Freeze already meant they need to main phase that. That was a good play from them. Cast Kavaero. I'd like to draw 3. Okay, Duress and Hex are great. Start with the Duress. Take a Jeskai Rev. Try to work out if I should hold up Flash Freeze as well. I think I can afford to. This is maybe slightly crazy. Yep, they have a Great Hall. What is their last card? Don't be stock up. Combustion Technique. So this doesn't kill, but it does make my guy have 2 damage. I guess they've paid the ward, right? They've paid the ward. So my guy will have 2 damage and it will trade with one of these. I guess I Flash Freeze. So my options are Flash Freeze, I block 2, I go down to 2. Which leaves me dead to Helix or Jeskai Rev. Or I could just let this take 2, block and then Requiting Hex and stay at 6. That feels way better. Let's do that. I get to block the 3/4 Hall. And then cast this with Blight on a Monk. Yeah, and we get to keep the Flash Freeze up, so it's going to be a little bit better for this turn. So I've got 4, 8, 9. I've got 10 mana including the Swamp. I think I can go Kavaero. Yeah, all of the Emerituses are gone. I think I just play 2. Oh, they're legendary. I can't play the second one out because they're legendary. Okay, that is a little concerning. I can threaten to block with Restless Reef. Or 2, which does also let me Flash Freeze as well. Okay. I don't get the Terminus into play then. Oh, this is very tricky. I'm definitely playing a 4/4. Yeah, I guess I don't get the Terminus into play. Alright, on you go. See, if they just start drawing the blue card drawing spells, we're going to be a bit snookered. Oh, the Hall didn't die because of the way I used the Hex. That was really bad. I just clocked that. That was so bad. I was so thinking about what I should do. I should have blocked a Monk and Hexed the Great Hall. Alright, animate my Reef. If they want to Jeskai Rev, they should do it before blocks. Alright, we take it. We were a bit sloppy at the end, but tough matchup, but we got there. Good start. Right, match 2. Against Tanto is Elcro. Wonder where they're from. Right. I'll go first. I think this hand's pretty good. I think in the dark I can still wait and Duress on turn 2. This hand is a little slow. Right, Llanowar Elves. Hand is not amazing against Llanowar Elves, but we'll see what's up. We'll definitely take that Sapling Nursery because we can never beat that card in a million years. And then we'll play another Watery Grave. I think our Emeritus is going to be really good here. I just hope they don't draw Earthbender Ascension. Ah, come on. This is by far the best card against us. It's also by far the best card in the deck, I think. I say this every time. I always lose to Earthbender Ascension. I think we're going to just be playing Kavaero as a 4/4. Yep. This is another one where actually we'll quite like having the Doomsday that's in the sideboard. They do get one counter on their Ascension next turn if they pop the passage and play a land. I do think they might have a fetch in hand because they chose to play that passage instead of this forest. Which is quite interesting. Because they did have a land where else they could have played. So that's their fourth counter for their Keen-Eyed. And then I guess they get to Basing Sea onto Fabled Passage, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I can't block because they can just crack the Fabled Passage. I can't even block the forest because they get two they get two triggers, one off sacrificing the passage and one off the forest it finds. Deceit. I could evoke Deceit. What would that do? Bounce the Earthbender Ascension. They crack the passage in response. They make the Keen-Eyed a 6/6. I can't Kavaero back Deceit later though, because they'll just remove it with Keen-Eyed. So how about we just play Emeritus? We kind of need to draw a Day of Black Sun or a Deadly Cover-Up here, I think. We maybe get a nice double block on the Keen-Eyed this turn, but we'll see how it goes. They might crack the passage and then next turn just Basing Sea again. Yeah, the Earthbender is very, very tough to beat. Right, so this Keen-Eyed is currently a 5/5. They can add enchantment and land, but that is only 5 creature types. 3 creature types. It needs 4 to get the bonus. So I kind of want to double block the Keen-Eyed. I think that will work. They can crack the passage, which makes it a 7, and then there isn't enough creature types left over. So they get to kill the Emeritus, but it's not the worst. Yeah, they should just stick the counters on the forest, I think. Cool, so it looks like I want to take 6. Okay. They've got another Keen-Eyed. Oh, that's pretty good. So I could cast Kavaero and they will just exile the Emeritus in response. That's annoying. I could hardcast Deceit, eat the Keen-Eyed, and then have 2 blockers. I'll be on 4. What if I Deceit the Earthbender Ascension? They might actually be able to just pop it again. Get up to 4 again, because they'll get 1 from the Earthbender, finally a basic, 1 from sacking the passage, 1 from the passage coming back, and all they need is a land in hand. If we play 2 4/4s, is that enough to survive? I don't think it is. So if I play Kavaero as an Emeritus, I have 2 4/4s. I block the 6, I block the 3. They give the 6 trample. I will take 7, 8, 3, so I'll take 3 or 4 plus 1. Okay, it might just be enough. Cast Kavaero. If it can come in as a Keen-Eyed, that's actually better. Right. Well, it's not. It is more likely to keep me alive. Play the Reef. I'm sort of in clinging on mode, I guess. This does stop. If they Earthbend onto the Fabled Passage, I can exile it in response to the return trigger. If they just attack with the Fabled Passage, it's maybe another story. Right, so I think I need to block like this. So now I get to respond to this trigger. Eat. I guess it must be this Fabled Passage, the one that's sticking up, right? I'm assuming? Okay, I haven't done this exact thing for a while. Okay, they get to put a counter somewhere. If they put it on the Keen-Eyed, they trade, but then this way I don't take any damage. They have a Llanowar Elf, and what's the last 2 cards? I'm assuming they're not a land, otherwise I would have played them pre-combat. It's another Llanowar Elf. Okay. I think I'm just dead now because once I play Deceit, if I bounce the Earthbender Ascension, they can Basing Say onto a forest, and then I take 5 off the 4 unblocked creatures. If I bounce a Llanowar Elf, I can just hope they don't draw land. Okay. This matchup feels rather challenging. Alright, bounce the Elf. What have you got? Take the Keen-Eyed, I guess. Play the Reef. See, I need them to draw like another Elf or a Chocobo or something. We are clinging on. Block here. Right, deadly cover up? It's not a deadly cover up. We can still draw one though. We need an untapped pain-free land and a deadly cover up. That's not going to be good enough. Let's go to the next game. Right, so we definitely want the Doomsdays. I quite like the Day of Black Sun. It's not fantastic, but we'll keep that. Deathmark, I guess. It's just another removal spell. It's a shame it's sorcery, but it's not bad. And I like Intimidation Tactics. I like Intimidation Tactics. I don't really want the Ghost Vacuum just for the Earthbent lands. I do want Wan Shi Tong and Flash Freeze. What do I not want? I don't think I need all these big card drawing spells. I think maybe Riddler's better than Emeritus. I guess we'll keep the Emeritus if we're bringing in Doomsday, so we'll cut these. The Strategic Betrayal is actually really bad against Earthbent lands because they just come back and they always have things to sacrifice. Duress is a frustrating one because kind of like in the last match against Lessons, where we would have liked to have Intimidation Tactics, their Gran and their tablets. In this matchup, we'd like to Duress their Sapling Nurseries and Earthbender's Ascensions, but they won't always have a target. I bet we'll even like one Duress. Right. So we may want to cut one Emeritus as well, I guess. Probably cut the Terminus. I think we're fine playing. Maybe the one Terminus is good. Let's just cut the last Duress. Cut the Terminus and one more cut. I'm not quite sure. We added a land, so I could cut a land, but we've already cut the Terminus. Let's go to 2 Day of Black Sun. I think Deadly Cover-Up's a lot better. Day of Black Sun does kill the Earthbent lands, but they do come back because it's not an ability of the land that makes them come back. It's just it's a weird delay trigger. This hand's pretty good. Nice. We might draw the Doomsday with the one Agnikella. Right, Intimidation Tactics you, what have you got? Oh no, the 5-land Basingse Metal Bending might actually be worse than just a pile of spells. Do I want to Duress? I guess I do want to Duress this Origin just so I can Kavaero Deceit on turn 4. And they might have drawn a spell. Right, it's Origin. Okay, I guess I'm going to Winter Night Stories. I'll decline. I think I'd like to discard this Bitter Triumph and this Day of Black Sun. Right. I guess I just go black, black. I'm going to tap out for Deceit here and then hold up Flash Freeze for the rest of the game, I think. Unfortunately, I can't take the Basingse. Take Nursery though. Surak. Okay. I'm going to Winter Night Stories, I think. I guess I discarded Emeritus. Let's discard this Doomsday because we're at least 4 lands from casting it. That's actually better. Okay. I'm going to pass and either Wan Shi Tong or Requiting Hex. Depends on how it goes. Not a bad play from them. Let's just cast Wan Shi Tong. We're not going to get to use our mana this turn, so we may as well flash this in. Okay, land is good. I think I'm just going to try and trade with the Surak with my Kavaero. Yeah, I think we just do this. And then Requiting Hex the Escape Tunnel. Yeah, they draw a card, that's fine. We'll use Agnikella. Discard Emeritus. I'd like to draw land. Right, so we can Kavaero. Actually, I guess we should have discarded Flash Freeze. I forgot we had the Doomsday. That was a big punt. Alright, so we're going to attack. My plan was just to Kavaero the Emeritus, but maybe Kavaeroing Doomsday was better, and then having Emeritus in hand means we have a mill 3. I think I might still Doomsday. As long as our bottom set of cards has like an Emeritus or a Restless Reef, we should be fine. Or a Kavaero or a Deceit to pick up the Kavaero. Okay, well, we messed up, but let's fix that. Let's just keep going. Let's add like a Doomsday Excruciator, I think. There's a reasonable chance we just lose. We do get to hit them for 6 3 times, which is how many turns we have, and we have double Flash Freeze, so it might just be enough to race them. Wan Shi Tong forcefully drawing me cards is very awkward, though. I will say, they can force me to draw some cards. I will definitely Flash Freeze that. Right, I would probably not have conceded if I was them, but I will take it. Right, I wish we could play Petrified Hamlet, but the problem is we need all of our coloured pips. Alright, Might Form. I guess with Origin of Metal Bending, they probably have like 10 targets for Duress, so it might be worth playing like 1 or 2. try one. Never quite know what to cut. Let's cut this Agna Kayla in case we draw it, I guess, and bring the Soulstone back in. Yeah, let's go one Duress, one Intimidation Tactics. We'll just draw the right one at the right time. Like, getting our opponent down to low resource games would be really nice. The problem is if they have Basing Say, then we might just lose that game. Like, especially when, like, in that spot, like, our Kavaero as Deceit looked like it was going to be really good. And then the 4/4 body was just completely irrelevant in, like, a turn. Okay, I think we have to ship this just with the one lander. This is okay. I guess we bottom the Emeritus and hope we find something to do with Kavaero. I'm going to lead on Swamp, just so if they play a Keen Eye Curator I can kill it on turn 2, as opposed to a pain-free land. Elf. And Elf, okay. I think I just killed both of them. It just massively reduces the chance that we just randomly die. Like it stops them from playing something like Ice Till this turn. No, that is good. Okay, I think we might have a 4/4 Landwehr Elf next turn. Oh, we're just dead. All right. Oh, I could have. This never comes up, so I'm not going to be too mad at myself. But I could and should have killed this guy in response, because it would have fizzled the ability for Earthbender Ascension to find another land. I think. It does target. I'm actually not 100% sure. It would have been good to know though. Swamp, Kavaero. I'll have Landwehr Elf. So I think we need to draw Winter Knight. I think we need to draw, yeah, some sort of card draw spell. Oh, we are cooked. We're absolutely cooked. Yeah, they get 8 counters a turn. So they get to play 2 lands off the Ice Till, each of which is 2 landfall triggers, so 4 landfall triggers. Which is 2 counters per landfall trigger because of the Ascensions, 8 counters per turn, and they all have Trample. Yeah, we're dead next turn on board. Good game. Wow. So that was a demolition job. Maybe we shouldn't have killed the elves. Right, let's get to the next one. Okay, match 3. Let's get one back on the board after that loss to Landfall. I'll keep. It's another relatively slow hand, but we've got quite a lot of good top decks. Deceit, Emeritus to pair with our Kavaero. Might be the mirror? My instinct is guessing the mirror here, but we'll see. We wouldn't mind exactly 1 terminates. I guess I keep that. My next 2 turns are probably planned out already. Wouldn't have to be a little bit careful what I discard for the Kavaero in case they have their own. But we'll see what we draw for Winter Knight. I think this is probably better discarding than discarding multiple cards. It's better to discard just a Kavaero, especially because I don't have anything to do with it. Like, I think the second one is maybe face up at this point, but they might be the more classic build with the Excruciator's main if they're playing stock ups. They discarded a Doomsday. So this gets really weird with Restless Reefs. So if I play Kavaero, if I put an Excruciator into play, they have to kill it before I draw an extra card, otherwise they start losing the race. I play a Reef and Duress them to protect a Reef. I can also deadly cover up at a decent but not 100% odds of taking something out of their deck. This looks like by far the most fun line, so I'm going to do this. I have no idea if this is correct or not, but it's fun. They have their own Reef, 0 surprise. I draw 2. Intimidation tactics and Deceit. Oh, really good set of draws there. We're going to go to attacks. I think they just take it. The life total doesn't matter. I think I duress them first. And now we have to work out. So they have double Bitter Triumph, Day of Black Sun. So I guess I want to take both Bitter Triumphs. How are we going to do this? So I've got 4 cards. Next turn I've got 2, the turn after 0. So I could go Restless Reef this turn, hold up Bitter Triumph on the Reef. They pass. I Deceit them, hold up Bitter Triumph, and then the turn after I Reef that I would play Reef. I guess I take a Bitter Triumph. I'm going to play a Restless Reef, which I think means they can't attack. If they just animate the Reef, I'm going to win. Ooh, they've got Deceit. Yeah, this is a downside to not Deceiting last turn. Sure, that's going to work. They have to take my Deceit. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. I guess I should I guess I can cycle Intimidation Tactics. I guess I can't actually. Tricky spot. There's also an angle where I can deadly cover up their Bitter Triumphs. But I don't think I ever have enough time to do that, so I think I just have to take my draw step. Yeah, okay. Draw card. Well, that's a good one. Attack for 4. Right, do I bounce my own Kavaero? So if I bounce, so I'm going to cast this Kavaero as Deceit to take their Bitter Triumph. Do I bounce this Kavaero as well so I don't die next turn? I think that does sound sensible. So let's tap this for blue, black, black, blue. Kavaero. That was a good draw. These games get super weird. I will take their Deceit. I'm going to Thoughtseize them and bounce Kavaero. So I think they have exactly Duress as a win. Yeah, I think if they draw Duress for my Bitter Triumph, they have exactly enough mana to animate the Reef and win. Otherwise, it looks like my Reef is going to get them. Opponent has almost burned through all of their timeouts. Wonder if that's bait. I guess I tactics to see if the way is clear. Let's see if they drew a removal spell and then they just did the timeout thing. That'd be quite cool. It'd be a bit spiky for a ladder match, but we'll see. We'll see what they've got. Come on, opponent. Hopefully they're still here. Seems to be quite an interesting matchup. It's maybe a little different on my side because I now have to decide whether to bring in Doomsdays or not, whereas they had them game one. Alright, they have nothing. Alright, attack. Mill them 4. Hopefully they're here for the next games. It'll be more interesting to watch. And they lose. Right, well, the opponent didn't show up. We'll mark it as a W anyway, and we'll move on to the next match. That's a shame. Right, hopefully a full match this time. That was threatening to be interesting, so opponent had to leave. Let's go first. I want to keep this hand. I'll keep. The Agna Kayla is going to be tapped, so we'll have to bear that in mind as we plan our turns out. But I'm going to start with just Reef, I think. It's better to Duress against a Storm Chaser's talent deck, and I think that's about it. Temple Garden, okay. They probably don't have many targets for Duress, but I guess we should cast this anyway. They might have a practiced offense or something like that. Snakeskin Veil, that's a good Duress target, okay. Play the Agna Kayla, because we're remembering it's going to be tapped, and we're just going to kill the Cub. Seems a little bit safer than trying to mess around with Winter Knights. Next turn, I think I want to Winter Knight, but it's pretty close actually. Oh, patch, that guy's really good against us. We do have 4 Wraths. I don't think I'm incentivized to Duress them. So the advantages of Winter Night Storiesing is that I get it in my graveyard, and I get 3 looks at like a tap land or a 1 mana spell, something like a Requiting Hex, and more looks at just finding like Day of Black Sun or Deadly Cover Up. If I Riddler, it lets me go Riddler again next turn, which saves all my card draw for like turn 6, right? They're not very good at getting a Riddler off the board. I guess finding a Wrath is so good, I should just Winter Knight. Keeping Riddler in hand's quite nice for Winter Night Stories flashback. I think it still might be better to discard this Riddler. Okay, I'm going to put this passage on black and pass. Then next turn I think we Kavaero plus flashback Winter Knight. Stick this on human. So I guess one thing to think about is if they draw practiced offense, they can cast it and flash it back, but they would only be able to attack with 2 creatures. So they would have a 4 and a 3 double strike, which is 14. They have no reach, so I think that's actually okay. Right, Riddler, I'll draw a card. I guess I don't have to Winter Knight flashback, right? I could just keep this as a blocker. Right, let's Duress them. They might have another Snakeskin Veil or an offense. Nope, just 3 lands, okay. I changed my mind that turn. Maybe that was bad. They didn't play a Temple Garden, so they found something they can use, or they're just going to abandon their temple. Cub. Okay, Cub's really good, because now they get to temple as well. Yeah, that's quite scary. Do I need to flashback Winter Night? So if they activate Temple again, I'll block a 4 and take 10. I guess it's better to cast 1 from hand. Right, we'll decline, we'll discard 2 cards. If I flashback Winter Night, what if they just send a team? It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think I do need to find a Wrath at some point. In which case, I guess it's better to just try and find it as quickly as possible. Wait, what if they draw Practiced Offense? They can give 2 things double strike. Say the Recruit and the Cub. They'll both be 5s. I'll take 10 off them. And 40. I'm dead to a Practiced Offense anyway. So let's just go try and find a Wrath. Just discard some more lands. So Requiting Hex is okay, but not amazing. The problem is if I hex something, they're going to get they shock. Oh, that's, I wonder why they shocked. Surak. I guess I just kill this Paw Patch Recruit. I can Blight. Yeah, they get some counters. But I get 2 life, it's not too bad. So we have 4 Wraths we can find that would all be really good. And as we said before, they don't have much reach, so it's not, you know, instant don't know what I was going to say, but this Day of Black Sun's really good. We're going to do Day of Black Sun for 3. I guess we can also flashback Winter Night. We have plenty of lands. Let's just discard 2 more. Verge and Day for 3. That seems really good. They get their lands back. We could Kavaero as something else, but it looks like it's just going to be, yeah, just Emeritus. Cool. That seemed according to plan. We've got another Day of Black Sun, which seems fantastic. Another Intimidation Tactics. Nowhere to Run. And Deathmark. These seem the cards we want. I guess Flash Freeze 2. Like almost all of the creatures are green. So yeah, Flash Freeze 2. So that is 7 cards. We probably want to cut these Duresses. I think we can cut the Terminus. We definitely don't want Doomsday here. It's not like Landfall. Deceit is fine, but it's definitely not Deceit's best matchup. Especially on the draw. It feels insane to cut 1 in the Kavaero deck, but I will cut 1 Deceit. Strategic Betrayal is awkward against Cub. And then that leaves us like one more cut. I've made some tweaks to Oath McNamara's deck, and I've clearly messed it up because I keep having 1 extra card that I want to cut. Maybe 1 Winter Night on the draw. We don't have stock up, so this card is really, really important to like sort of filter and get through our deck, but it can be a touch clunky. Our opponent's draw was not great there, and they still almost punished us for messing around and drawing a million cards. Right, hand's pretty good. Do I want to hex a Cub? I guess I probably do want to hex a Cub, so I'll just play the untapped land. Okay, kill this Cub. I think tap land is actually better than anything else, so we'll just do that. Surak, okay. I kind of want to just know where to run this. Like, this getting practiced offense and double strike seems like a way to lose, so I don't really mind giving them a card. Just to avoid the worst case scenario, really. Kick a paw patch, that's fine. So worst case, let's say worst case they go practiced offense plus flashback. The 2 recruits become a 4 and a 3 with double strike. That's 8 plus 6 is 14 damage if I do something like Winter Night. How about I just Day of Black Sun? This is playing this game incredibly defensively. We're not really getting X for 1s off our Wraths, but I think it's fine. Like, we're going to catch up on cards, we just need to not die. Please don't play Elspeth. Elspeth would be super scary. Okay. 5/6 guy. Oh, that's not a bad one. I don't think there's any way to get multiple cards off a Riddler here. No, if we go land, Deathmark, Riddler, we still have 2 left. So I guess we start with... I think I'd rather start with Warp a Riddler, actually. In case we draw Deceit or something like that. Kavaero. Okay. This proved less mana efficient, but I think it's still fine. I'll just keep this one in hand. So if I Kavaero as a Diadrine, I think my Kavaero's an 8/8. That's pretty sick, right? Because Diadrine says, enters with a number of +1 counters equal to the amount of mana spent to cast it. And this makes it a base 4/4, so it comes in with 4 counters. Other options here are what? I would love to hold up Flash Freeze, but I don't think we can. Maybe should have just warped this Riddler last turn to find a land. I think we just cast this now. Yeah. They should probably take the Diadrine. Oh, they still, I guess they can still respond to this trigger, because this would be the requisite number of card types in the graveyard to enable their curator to be a 7/7. Look at Magpie, he's an 8/8. I don't know if that's correct or not, but my boy's an 8/8. It's like, right. Okay, that's instant sorcery. Guy's huge. Kick a paw patch, that's fine. Yeah, I think not warping this a turn before was really bad actually. But we live and learn. Guy's a 3/3. Okay, we draw a land. Land is fantastic. What do I want to do? Do I want to Winter Night and hold up Flash Freeze? That seems okay. Let's do that. Again, I don't think I'm dead to... Do I want to discard a creature card? I probably do. And then go land, tactics, Flash Freeze. Yeah, I'm not scared about running out of cards. Four, 5. I'm just working out if I can afford to flashback this Winter Night with my Kavaero. I think I can't in case they draw practiced offense. Because then the Keen-Eyed would be a 5, this would be a 4. I would take over 20 damage actually. So I guess it is just discard this Riddler. Land. See what they've got left. I have no idea what could be in their hand. Definitely a land and maybe like a Snakeskin Veil. Oh, they do have the practice offense and Snakeskin Veil. Oh, wow, okay. Right. They're just setting up the big turn. Yeah, that's super scary. Not being able to Flash Freeze that is bad. Snakeskin Veil doesn't actually work with nowhere to run and play, but I don't have a targeted removal spell anyway. I guess I just need bodies off the board, so I'll Flash Freeze this. trade Kavaero with something that they make enormous. And then they'll have 2 decent sized bodies left, but Riddler's better than them both. So it looks like I take 10, I play Riddler and stabilize, but we'll see how this game goes. Maybe that flash creep is aggressive. I kind of wanted them to offense now. Right. I guess if I'm drawing 1, I don't need to play the land first, so I'll just play Riddler. Okay, that one's fine. The good thing is that even in the worst case scenario here, these two creatures, my 2 creatures should trade with their 2 creatures, even if they both get double strike in nonsense. Surak, that's fine. They're now even more tempted to wait 1 more turn to cast offense. Alright, Better Triumph's really good. Yeah, I have enough mana to go Emeritus, draw 3, pass with Better Triumph up. It's going to be a little bit better if I draw like Duress or Deceit or something, I think. Day of Black Sun. Not right now, I think. I think we just do this next turn for 3 and the game's over, and it's quite difficult for us to lose with this Better Triumph in hand. Maybe I cast Better Triumph. Oh no, maybe not. I was thinking of a line where I cast Better Triumph in response to this, and then the snakes can veil, then they blow up, they know where to run in response. That'd be nice. Cool. I'll take my turn. I'll just cast Day of Black Sun for 3. This does seem to swing this matchup around a lot. Yep. It would blow up my own Kavaero. I maybe should have attacked with it first, but that was sick. Alright, so if you want to beat the non-landfall creature decks, this seems like the place to be. This is pretty cool. It's a shame we never got the full match in the Doomsday mirror, but I'm not going to jam ladder till I find a replacement. So we're going to call it there for today. I hope you enjoyed watching. Leave a comment below, whatever, like, subscribe, and have a good day, everyone. Bye.